All right, welcome back. We're again here at Mickelson Park here. We pre-recorded this obviously because I'm still wearing the same hat and the same shirt for day 2. So now the secret's out. But anyways, you saw yesterday the highlights of the 3 games from 2019, and the West won their first game in 2019. We got that full game for you coming up here in a matter of seconds. And then after that, we're going to recognize the 2020 East and West teams from North Dakota Softball All-Stars right here on Magnitude Sports, and then wrap it up. And then the probably the coolest news of all, live sports on June 3rd. That's tomorrow. So we'll tell you more about that a little bit later. Right after the game, I'm not sure if I think I already mentioned this, but if I didn't, I'm going to say it now. Right after the game, we are going to recognize the 2020 seniors who made the 2020 East and West teams from North Dakota Softball All-Stars, but unfortunately didn't get a chance to play. We'll check out what their plans are for college, if they have any yet, and see what else we can learn about these individuals, these great young ladies who well, I'm going to be honest, not only did these, was there 20 per team? I'm sorry, Tim, if I forgot. We'll just say these 40 plus the other thousands of athletes across North Dakota and Minnesota who let's just be honest, they got screwed. Well, I don't want to say let's be honest, they got screwed, but they got screwed. You know, people have their opinions on whether or not it was safe to play this year or not, and well, overall, it was decided it was not safe to play. Personally, I think that maybe we could have played. That's just my personal opinion. Maybe I'm absolutely wrong. I don't know. But the good news is I do know that the girls are going to get a chance to play this year. At least some from the Class B towns have started that North Dakota Impact Softball League, and it features a bunch of Class B teams from the east side of the state. And, well, I think they play a couple times a week, and they have a schedule out. And, matter of fact, we'll share that schedule on our social media pages so you can be aware of it in case you want to go check out a game. I'm not sure if Magnitude's going to be able to get to any of them with our summer baseball schedule. It just conflicts too much. I don't think we have any openings, but as much as I'd love, there's a couple games I'd really love to get to, too. A couple matchups that really intrigue me, so... you know, in the way background there, we got the Jack Williams Stadium. They're playing a game right now, a baseball game. That's right. I'm not sure who's playing there. I'm guessing Post 2 versus somebody, but don't quote me on that. So good luck to both teams playing up there. And speaking of baseball, Post 400 baseball coming up on June 3rd as well. But enough talk now. Let's get to that full game. It's the first time the West ever won. You saw the highlights yesterday. Now catch the full game right now here on Magnitude Sports. Welcome to Mickelson Park here in North Fargo on the ND Sports Channel and the Magnitude Sports Multimedia Network. Before we kick things off here with today's broadcast, we want to send our condolences to the friends and family of Norman County East Ulan-Hidderall student Olivia Mortensen. She was a 3-sport player, including softball for Norman County East Ulan-Hidderall. She died in a car crash. The car went into water, is what I was told, submerged in water on Sunday morning, and talked to the radio announcer for KRJB, Kevin Kolkman, and one of the things that he said about her was she was the nicest as they came. So once again, our condolences and our sympathies in this very tough time for the friends and family of of Olivia Mortensen. So we wish. You know, there really are no words that you can say to make something like this better, but stay strong, keep your head up, and just work through it the best you can. She may be gone physically, but she does live on in the hearts of the friends and the family and everybody at the Minnesota Sports Channel, or Minnesota Sports Station, excuse me, one of our network stations on the Magnitude Sports Multimedia Network. So I just wanted to pass those condolences along, and as well as everybody here at the ND Sports Channel and Magnitude Sports Radio. With that said, we are getting ready for the 3rd annual 2019 North Dakota Shields All-Star softball game between the West All-Stars and the East All-Stars. The East will be in the red jerseys, and the West will be in the blue jerseys. I think I heard something about the coaches were mixed up. Is that correct? The West coach has a red jersey. I'm getting the thumbs up on that. Okay, so the West players will be in the blue jerseys, the East players will be in the red jerseys, and then the coaches for those respective teams will be in the opposing team's colors polo. And as you can see, as they're meeting at home plate right now. Let's go ahead and go through the starting lineups here for these two squads. I'm pulling that one up here. Batting first will be the West All-Stars. And they'll look like this. The batting first will be the graduate from Dickinson High, the center fielder, Kennedy Koontz. Batting second will be another graduate from Dickinson High, Cameron Koontz, playing at third base. Batting third will be the catcher from Minot, J.C. Rostad. Batting fourth will be the Bismarck Demon, the shortstop, Lake and Stork. Batting fifth will be the second baseman from Bishop Ryan, Seeley Rovig. Batting sixth, the right fielder from Beulah, number 6, Phoebe Garmin. Batting seventh will be the Bismarck Demon left fielder, Maddie Steckler. Batting eighth will be the first baseman from Bishop Ryan, Sydney Lovelace. Batting ninth will be the designated hitter from Legacy High School, Kaylee Weibull. And then the flex and pitching, but not batting, will be your starting pitcher from Bismarck High, Cassidy Dutenheffer. And the only reason I know how to say that is because I called her name a few times in the Class A tournament here just a couple of days ago. That thing wrapped up. Congratulations, by the way, to the West Fargo Packers picking up their 21st state championship in 22 years. An unbelievable accomplishment for any team in any sport to do that so frequently in the sport that they play. Flipping over to the East All-Stars, batting first will be the shortstop from Central Cass, who as of the 2019 All-Star Game is the school that has been represented the most. They've had 5 players in the ND Softball All-Star Series. They're followed right behind by 4 players from Bismarck High. Batting second for the East All-Stars will be your third baseman from the Kindred Richland Vikings, Amanda Raisler. Batting third from Cheyenne High School, the first baseman, Gabby Nelson. Batting fourth will be your starting pitcher, who is a state champion starting pitcher, Lexi Brewer from Central Cass. Let's see here. Batting fifth will be the catcher from the West Fargo Cheyenne Mustangs, Emma Johnson. And batting, let's see here, sixth, and playing center field from the Thompson Tommies is Carrie Nisler. Batting seventh from West Fargo, the state champions, at second base is Lauren Diemert. Batting eighth will be the left fielder from the Valley City Highlanders, Grace Shear. And batting ninth from the Oak Grove Grovers, playing center field this year for the Shanley Deacons. She'll be playing in right field in the All-Star game today, Elena Lynnster. And that wraps up your starters here. Other players not in the starting lineup, but we will definitely see them today, include Courtney Bowl from the West Fargo Packers, Kylie Washneski from the West Fargo Cheyenne Mustangs, Becca Thomson from the Valley City Highlanders, and Nicole Hurt from the Hillsborough Central Valley Burros. On the west side, not batting, but we'll see him eventually today, Rachel Mischel. She plays for Bismarck Century, but attended and graduated high school from Shiloh Christian. So Rachel and I have something in common because I went to school at Shiloh and played soccer for Century. She goes to school at Shiloh and played softball for Century. The other three would be Erin Thompson from Wilton. I believe they're the Wilton Wings, if I'm not mistaken. Or Wilton Wing Miners. There we go. That's right. So the Miners there, I believe. And that's Erin Thompson. If I got the team name wrong, I apologize. And then from the Mandan Braves, it's Lauren Gangle. And from the Washburn Cardinals, Lexi, I'm going to have to ask how to pronounce this one because that's the one I forgot to ask about. Lexi Kulzer. We'll go with that until I find out differently here.
Ladies and gentlemen, the North Dakota Softball All-Stars has a mission to help grow the game of softball in North Dakota through education, opportunity, and showcase. Let's meet the board members. If board members are here, please come forward. Member Corey Erickson. Member Alicia Howe. Member Mike Olkey. Member Andy Farnham. Treasurer Tammy Hamry. Secretary Kelsey Helen. Vice President Mike Scogan. And President Tim Howe. And now, ladies and gentlemen, if you could please rise, remove all headwear, and direct your attention toward right field as we honor our great nation, United States of America, with our national anthem. Let's play ball! Game time temperatures 88 degrees and sunny. Wind is out of the south, 18 miles an hour. Beautiful day in Fargo.
All right, and it was Lexi, what'd you say? Colzer, Lexi Colzer. You got that one confirmed there. So that was the only one we had a question on. That's the only one we got wrong. We got it right now. We apologize, and moving forward, it'll be Lexi Colzer. She's the Washburn Cardinal, who won't be starting in this game, but we'll more than likely see her in this game here. As it's a doubleheader today, and then tomorrow we'll move things over to Bismarck Legacy High School. And we'll have game 3 following the skills competition. We'll have both the skills competition and the game 3 of this series here live here on the ND Sports Channel on the Magnitude Sports Multimedia Network. Let's take a look at these two teams side by side. All time in the series, well, the East is undefeated. They've won all 4 of the matchups so far, but with 3 being played this year, there's a good chance the West could chip away at that 4-0 deficit. They won 9-6 and 15-9 in the games back in 2017. Then they had a very long 11-inning international tiebreaker rule that ended in a score of 2-1. The highlights for that game is basically 21 minutes of pitching and throwouts at first. That's about, you can search those highlights on our YouTube channel. And then last year, they won the second game here in Mandan at 10-6. And then they have the game here, the 2 games here today and tonight, and then we'll shift things over to Bismarck tomorrow for the skills competition. And then the 3rd game will start at approximately 5:30 p.m. Now, you can't really say that the East has clear dominance because the West has some of the cooler records, like the home run record. It belongs to Felicity Blair, who got it last year from the Bismarck Demons. She has 2. Nobody in the series from either the East or the West has hit more than 2 in the All-Star Series. The West does share the record with 2 players from the East for the most hits in the game. That belongs to Jamie Barda for 2 years ago at the Bismarck Demon in 2017. Got 5 hits in the 2 games. And then the West also holds the record for the most stolen bases in the series. That belongs to Mariah Wick, the Jamestown Blue Jays. She got 3 of them back in 2017.
Leading off the 2019 Shields North Dakota Softball All-Star Series is number 2, Kennedy Koontz.
All right, we're ready to go here in the top of the 1st inning. Kennedy Koontz, the batter. Your first pitch comes across at 5:43 p.m. for ball 1 to Kennedy Koontz, who has 1 home run on the ND Sports Channel this season, plus a bunch of hits to left and center field. Just swing and a miss for a strike, and the count's now 1-1. Once again, this game and all the games are available for 24/7 replay on our Magnitude Sports Multimedia Network YouTube channel. New website is msportsnet.com. We encourage you to give it a visit. Also, check out the player profile tab. We have a player profile video for Abby Rocks to the Holly Nuggets, thanks to our friends at the Minnesota Sports Station. 2-1 to count. Now they'll be fired out in the left field off the bat of Kennedy Koontz, who's on with a single here to lead things off in the 2019 All-Star Game.
Brings up the third baseman, number 3, Cameron Koontz.
That one snuck right between Amanda Raisler from Kindred Richland and Payton Richter, the shortstop from Central Cass. Also from Central Cass is your starting pitcher, Lexi Brewer. First pitch up high to the outside for a ball, 1-0 to Cameron Koontz from Dickinson High. Both Kennedy and Cameron graduate this year, and they're both staying in Dickinson for college ball, from what I understand. That one's going to be batted back into the cage, foul for a strike. 0-1 the count. Around the bases here for the East All-Stars, Gabby Nelson went to school at Oak Grove, played softball for Shanley High School. She's at first base. That one be fouled away. At second base is Lauren Diemert from the state champion West Fargo Packers, who picked up their 21st state championship in 22 years. And then right next to her, the shortstop from Central Cass, Payton Richter. She's one of 5 players that have played from the Central Cass Squirrels in the East-West All-Star Series in the 3 years that it's been in existence. And that leads the way. Bismarck High Demons follow Central Cass with 4 representatives. As Cameron Koontz will strike out. That brings up J.C. Rostad from the Minot Majettes. Keep wanting to say magicians, but it's Majettes if we're looking at girl sports. First pitch comes across as a ball. 2 for 6 on her plate appearances. That one's popped up into shallow right, where Lauren Diemert from the West Fargo Packers will make the grab. That's 2 away now. Runner remains on first.
The shortstop, number 12, Lakin Stork.
Lakin Stork, a Bismarck High Demon. Pops that one straight up. Shallow right center, maybe medium right center, and the catch is made by Elena Lynnster, the Oak Grove / Shanley standout. Played center field for the Deacons this year. Playing right field in the All-Star game, and she'll make the grab. And Lexi Brewer will get out of this inning with just 10 pitches, 7 strikes, and 3 balls. It's 0-0. We'll see what the East can do next here on the ND Sports Channel on the Magnitude Sports Multimedia Network. Be right back. We go to the bottom of the first. Your first batter is Payton Richter. She swings and misses for strike 1. That one will be popped up, heading towards center field, drifting towards right center, and the center fielder, Kennedy Koontz from the Dickinson Midgets, will make the grab for out number 1. That'll bring up Amanda Raisler from the Kindred Richland Vikings here for batter number 2 for the
number
East.
5, Amanda Raisler.
Cassidy Dutenheffer is your starting pitcher for from the Bismarck High Demons. She'll be tossing to J.C. Rostad behind the plate, and that'll be grounded over to the shortstop, Lake and Stort. Fires it over to Sydney Lovelace from the Bishop Ryan Lions, set first for the 6-3 ground out. So once again, around the bases, Sydney Lovelace from Bishop Ryan at first, Celie Rovig from Bishop Ryan at second, Lake and Stort from the Bismarck High Demons at shortstop, and Cameron Koontz from the Dickinson Midgets at third. Behind the plate is J.C. Rostad from Minot, and Cassidy Dutenheffer, the starting pitcher of the outfield here after this pitch, which comes in on the inside corner for a strike to Gabby Nelson. She's 6 of 10, including a home run over the center field fence after she was walked 3 intentional, back-to-back intentionally on 3 plate appearances in a quarterfinal EDC game against the Fargo North Spartans. She has a few hits to left field, a few hits to center field, and 1 hit to right field on her appearances here on the ND Sports Channel. That one's fouled down the first base line. And the count's now no balls and 2 strikes. Most strikeouts by any pitcher belong to Teresa Klinick from the Kindred Richland Vikings. In last year's All-Star Series, she had 12. With 3 games this year, there's a possibility that or one of the other records will be broken. You can find out all those records if you're curious on the NDSB All-Stars website at ndsballstars.com. Once again, if you're not here at Mickelson Park and you wanted to come, well, FYI, it's free. You just have to drive here, and it'll cost you maybe 85 cents in gas if you live here in the Fargo area. That's the max that's going to come out of your pocket. Nice pitch on the outside edge of the plate there by Dutenheffer, and that'll get Nelson out on strikes. You don't see Nelson go down on strikes too frequently, nor do you see the East All-Stars go out on strikes to end the inning. We'll go to the top of the second, and it's batters 5, 6, and 7 for the West. It'll be Celie Rovig from Bishop Ryan, Phoebe Garmin from Beulah, and Maddie Steckler from the Bismarck Demons. Lexi Brewer will pitch number 11. When we come back, time of the game so far, 8 minutes. The West All-Stars, no runs on a hit, no East errors, and 1 left on base. The East All-Stars, 0s across the board. Back in a moment here on the ND Sports Channel. Welcome back, top of the second. Celie Rovig, Bishop Ryan Lions, had a good season this year up in the north. Well, I wanted to say northwest, but it's closer to just due north than it is more northwest. So in the northern part of the state. A ball and a strike from Lexi Brewer to Rovig. First one was a ball, next one was a strike. And if it was flip-flop, then it still remains 1-1 either way. 9 minutes into the game, we didn't get a chance to go through the outfield the last time the the East was out in the field. So we'll do that here as Brewer will see that ball hit the ground for another ball, 2-1. In the outfield and left, it's Grace Shear from the Valley City Highlanders and Elena Lynnster played for Shanley, but graduated from Oak Grove. She's out in right field, and then straightaway center field is a multi-sport athlete named Carrie Nisler. Played basketball, volleyball, and softball, and I think that's all she played for the Thompson Tommies. She might have played something else, but I don't know if there's anything more than those 3. I'll have to get confirmation on that. Pitch comes inside, and Rovig walks to first on the 5-pitch walk from Lexi Brewer. That's something you don't see Lexi Brewer do too frequently either. That'll bring up the Beulah minor. It's Phoebe Garmin.
Brings up the right fielder, number 6, Phoebe Garmin.
And she'll bunt that one, drop it right down, and a little hesitation on who's going to pick it up, and a runner on to the throw to third, not in time. Rovig's going to be out, but Garmin gets on with the bunt.
The left fielder, number 14, Maddie Steckler.
So 1-5 on the throw at third, putting Garmin on with the bunt. Now it's 1 ball and 1 strike to Maddie Steckler, who had a home run in the state tournament. Oh, no, check that. That was back in early May against, I can't remember if that was against Fargo North or if it was against Dickinson. We had both of those games for you here on the ND Sports Channel. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Maddie Steckler. Runner on first is Phoebe Garmin from the Beulah Miners. And the wind up in the delivery from Brewer, and that one will go high up into left field and drop for a single, moving Garmin up to second. We've seen more hits in this first inning and a half than we did in all of the first game last year. That's an unofficial stat, so I don't have those stats right in front of me there. But I'm pretty confident that that would be an accurate one. 3 hits for the West All-Stars so far in this contest. That pitch will come across for a strike. It's Sydney Lovelace from Bishop Ryan. That is the batter here for the West All-Stars. 12 minutes into the ball game so far. Sunny and 88 at first pitch, and I would imagine it hasn't changed in the last 12 minutes either. That one will just miss on the outside, a little high for a ball, even at the count at 1-1. So you got 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, and 2 runners on, first and second. Maddie Steckler on first, Phoebe Garmin from the Beulah Miners on second. Here's the windup and the pitch from Brewer. That one's sent up high into left field, and running in for it and making the grab. No, she dropped it. And sliding in head first to third is Lovelace. Yellow softball blended in perfectly with the green grass there. Wasn't sure she caught it or not, but she did indeed drop it. That will be a base hit for Sydney Lovelace. And now load up the bases here for the West. Once again, the West has not won a game in the 4 games that have been played over the 2 previous installments of this series. And now they're off to a good start. Now want to be lined down left field and drop foul. Then again, the West did have a comfortable lead. You could call it a comfortable lead in game 2 of the series last year. And the East came back and rallied and won that game. I believe the final score was 10-6. Pitch will float outside for a ball. Kaylee Weibull from the Legacy Sabres out of Bismarck is the batter. She's 3 of 5 on her at-bats here on the ND Sports Channel, including a deep hit to left center. Shallow hit to center, an infield single, a ground out, and a pop out. This one, line to left, but foul. Foul by about 7 to 9 inches. Going into the books as a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count. Once again, the bases are loaded. Phoebe Garmin from Beulah on third. Maddie Steckler from Bismarck High on second. Sydney Lovelace from Bishop Ryan on first. And the batter is Weibull from Legacy. That's popped up, and that'll be caught by Payton Richter, the state champion from the Class B side of the softball ranks.
Brings up the center fielder, number 2, Kennedy Koontz.
Kennedy Koontz will pop that one up. Left center field. It's going back, and we have our first grand slam of the All-Star Series in 3 years. It was a 3-run shot, I think. No, bases were loaded. That was a grand slam for Kennedy Koontz. She was 1 for 1 with a single prior to that. Now she knocks over the left center field fence for the first ever grand slam in the NDSB All-Star Series.
And that brings up the third baseman, number 3, Cameron Koontz.
So it's 4-0 off the grand slam. Cameron Koontz is 0 for 1, struck out looking last time, and now she's down in the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 away, base is empty, thanks to the bat of Kennedy Koontz. And that one comes inside, a little too close for comfort there for the left elbow of Cameron Koontz. A ball and 2 strikes, excuse me. And that one will hit the dirt. And that will be, I guess they're going to call that a dead ball. It hit her off the bounce. We'll record that as hit by a pitch. And they'll bring up J.C. Rostad from Minot High.
Now batting the catcher, number 4, J.C. Rostad.
I'd have to look at the previous numbers, but I don't think either team has had a 4-0 lead in the second inning of any game. I'll have to double check that one, but if memory serves me correctly, that would be an accurate statement to make. That one hit out into right center field, and the center fielder, Carrie Nisler, will make the grab on the run. It was more towards center, but it was starting to drift towards right before Nisler snagged it out of the air, and that will end the inning. So, pop out to center, Nisler makes the grab, that ends it, and we go 4 runs on 5 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base.
There was 4 runs on 4 hits, no east errors, and 1 runner left on base. Heading into the bottom of the second inning, the West All-Stars lead. Second,
Lexi Brewer, the pitcher, will foul the first pitch into the backstop for strike 1. It's 4-0 off the bat of Kennedy Koontz, who hit the first ever grand slam in the North Dakota Softball All-Star Series history. And that one will be dropped by Brewer out into right field. They'll bounce off the grass and then off the edge of the glove of Phoebe Garmin, but it will not be anything more than a single for Lexi Brewer. That brings up Emma Johnson from the West Fargo Cheyenne Mustangs.
The catcher, number 2, Emma Johnson.
She had a home run deep over the right field fence in a game against the Thief River Falls Prowlers earlier this year on the Andy Sports Channel. Outside of that, 3 hits to left field, 2 other hits to right field, a pop out to right field, and a ground out to first, reach base on an error on 2 other occasions.
Kylie Washneski.
All right, so the courtesy runner for Lexi Brewer on first is also from the West Fargo Cheyenne Mustangs. That's Kylie Washneski. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Emma Johnson. And inside, Johnson kind of had to get out of the way of that one. Ball 2. Ball strike and a ball in that order. Washniewski, the runner on first. They trail the West All-Stars by 4. 4-0. Pitch comes across as a strike to even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. That's 10 pitches now for Cassidy Dutenhefner. 8 of them strikes, 2 balls. And the windup. And a half swing. That'll dribble foul over the third base line. It'll remain 2-2. What's got a strike is anything that's not a ball. It could be a hit down the middle, a home run, a fouled away pitch, swing and a miss. All going to the books as a strike. And 2-2 number 2. Up high, and they'll fill up the spots on the scoreboard here. Full count 3-2. They'll find its way into right center field. Rounding second is Washniewski, heading into third, but putting on the brakes was Emma Johnson to put runners on the corners here for Carrie Nisler, the next batter for the East All-Stars.
Center fielder, number 1, Carrie Nisler.
Nisler, or Thompson Tommy. She won a state championship in basketball this year. No, she didn't. They took third place this year. It was the Kindred Richland Vikings who got the state title. My bad.
Courtesy running for the East, number 9, Becca Thomson.
The Valley City Highliner, Becca Thomson, comes in as the courtesy runner on first, and she'll steal second on the throw up to third to put 2 runners in scoring position. So swing of the bat could cut the deficit in half here if Nisler can get a nice pitch for a hit here. That's down the middle, and I'm not sure if that went off the top of the mask for Rostad or the front face mask of the home plate umpire. Or maybe it was a combination of both. Either way, it's fouled away for strike 2. And the windup, the 0-2. She'll make contact on that to foul that one away as well. Have your fun facts scrolling right below the scoreboard there if you're curious about any of those, or you can go to the ndsballstars.com website to get it all on one page without it scrolling. Plus a few more that we didn't put onto our scroll. As Nisler strikes out, that'll bring up the next batter here, and that will be Lauren Deemer from the state champion West Fargo Packers in the Class A side. She's 1 of 6 on her plate appearances here on the Andy Sports Channel as the pitch comes over the inside edge for strike 1. Her lone hit was down the third base line. Everything else was a pop out or a ground out. 0-1. And the 0-1 from Dutenhefner is inside to catch the edge. It appeared that maybe it did, but it did not. At least not according to the home plate ump. It may have been below the knees of Deemer. 1-1 the count. 2 runners on, second and third, and here's the hit. And that'll go right into the glove of Lakin Stork at shortstop. Fires it over to Lovelace at first for the out. 1-1 will score, and the East All-Stars are on the board here with a ground-out RBI single, or a ground-out RBI, I should say, by Lauren Deemer. So it's a 6-3 on the ground-out that scores Washniewski from third and advances Becca Thomson up to third. That one's going to be popped up and out of play. Grace Shear from the Valley City Highliners is the batter. 5 of 10 on her plate appearances here on the Andy Sports Channel. I should say 5 of 10 on her at-bats is what I should say. And that one could possibly be 6 of 11. It's an RBI single there. Ricocheted off the glove of Cameron Koontz at third like it was a pinball game. Now going to the books as a hit. An infield RBI single.
Number 14, Elena Lynnster.
And it's 4-2 now. Elena Lynnster from the Shanley Deacons, graduated from Oak Grove High School. She's the batter now here for the West All-Stars, East All-Stars. I'll get them right eventually here. It's 4-2. East looking to rally once again. They've been down in these series games before, but they've always been able to come back. We'll see if that trend continues this year or not. Lynnster is 2 of 9 on her at-bats. Someone's going to deep left field, and the catch will be made by Maddie Steckler, the Bismarck Demon, to retire the side. So pop out to left. We'll end this half of the inning, and we'll head to the top of the third. Two innings complete. The West All-Stars, 4 runs on 5 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. The East All-Stars, 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. Time of the game so far, 25 minutes. Lakin Stort from Bismarck High, Seeley Rovig from Bishop Ryan, and Phoebe Garmin from Beulah will be batters 4, 5, and 6 when we return. And Lakin Stort will face pitch 35 from Lexi Brewer, and we return after this on the ND Sports Channel.
Also true.
All right, welcome back. Top of the third, it's Lakin Stort, the Bismarck Demon, as our team leads 4-2, thanks to a grand slam from Kennedy Koontz in the top half of the second inning for the first 4 runs of the game. And now we've seen 6 runs across the plate. That one's popped up, drifting towards right field. Center fielder Nisler will make the grab. Seeley Rovig from Bishop Ryan. She was walked on 5 pitches last time she was at the plate.
The second baseman, number 13, Seeley Rovig.
1 away, 27 minutes into the ball game. Sunny and 88 here at Mickelson Park in North Fargo. Game 2 will be starting at approximately 7 o'clock tonight. We'll have both of the games live for you. We'll have both the skills competition and the game tomorrow live for you as well here on the ND Sports Channel, as that one's fouled away into the backstop to the right side of the batter's box. Right down the middle from Lexi Brewer for a strike. 1-2 the count now to Rovig. And that'll find the gap, maybe not. Right where the sand meets the grass, that's Lauren Diemert making the grab for out number 2 on a soft pop-up. And that brings up Phoebe Garmin from the Beulah Miners. Reached base on a bunt last time she was at the plate.
Number 6, Phoebe Garmin.
Placed it beautifully there, right between home plate and the pitcher, and between Lexi Brewer and Gabby Nelson. Neither one of them knew which one was going to pick it up. And that allowed the bunt to put runners on the corners at that point in the game here for the West All-Stars. 1 ball, no strike. That one's fouled away to the right side of the press box here for a strike to even up the count at 1-1. Once again, around the bases for the East All-Stars. Gabby Nelson from Shanley at first. Shanley/Oak Grove. Lauren Diemert from West Fargo at second. Payton Richter from Central Cass at short. Amanda Raisler, the kindred Richland Viking, at the third base. And in center field, it's Carrie Nisler putting an end to the top of the third. Grace Shear in left, Elena Lynnster in right to wrap up your around the bases and around the outfield here. So once again, Garmin pops out to Nisler in center to end the top of the third. We go to the bottom of the third now and due up for the East All-Stars. It's the Central Cass Squirrel, Payton Richter, the kindred Richland Viking, Amanda Raisler, and the Shanley High School/Oak Grove graduate, Gabby Nelson. It's the top of the order. Batters 1, 2, and 3. Cassidy Dutenhefner will toss pitch 23 when we return after this here on the ND Sports Channel on the Magnitude Sports Multimedia Network. Welcome back. Bottom of the third, Payton Richter will send it up into shallow left, and drifting back and dropping it is Lakin Stork. That'll go into the books as an error. She'll get a credit for a hit on a single and then reach a second on the error.
Third baseman, number 5, Amanda Razor.
There will be charged to the shortstop, Lakin Stork, and that'll bring up the Kindred Richland Viking. That's Amanda Racer, 0 for 1 with a ground out last time she was at the plate. And the pitch, swing and a miss. Nice pitch there from Dutenhafner, the Demon, Bismarck Demon. 31 minutes into the game. Next pitch here for Dutenhafner is pitch 25, according to my numbers. And that'll go as a pop-up for Lakin Stork. She'll redeem herself on the last pop-up that she wasn't able to make the grab on. And on 25 pitches for Cassidy Dutenhafner.
Brings up the first baseman, number 11.
21 strikes and 4 balls. Brings up Gabby Nelson, Oak Grove graduate and a Shanley Deacon softball player. Coming out of the last game of the regular season and the quarterfinal round of the EDC, on her 8 at-bats, she hit 4 home runs, 1 single, and was intentionally walked 3 times. And if that one would have stayed fair, that would have been a home run. That might have been even into Jack Williams Stadium up the road there. I mean, that one was hit pretty dang well. You could tell that Gabby wanted to swing at that one, but it just wasn't staying up in that zone the way she liked it. It dropped at the last moment. 2 balls and a strike as a result. That one's going to be popped up, fouled away, third base, and nobody will make a play on that one.
Go, Gabby.
Not even anybody in the fans section. Of course, we're at Mickelson Park, home of the Fargo North Spartans. This is the first year that the East has not been represented by a Spartan. So the home field of the Spartans is lonely this year, I guess you could say. Sydney Lovelace is the batter, by the way. Swing and a miss. No, check that. That was Gabby Nelson.
Now batting the pitcher, number 7, Lexi Brewer.
Not sure how I got her name down in the batter's area there, but I did. I'll be grounded. Chopper foul to the left side here for a strike. Brewer is 1 for 1 with a single to right field. 0-1. Pitch on the inside edge of the plate for another strike. And the 1-1 will be grounded out into left field. That will be another single. And rounding third is Payton Richter. And the Central Cast Squirrel bats in her teammate from second with an RBI single for Lexi Brewer. And it's 4-3, and the East All-Stars are within 1. And now we'll have another courtesy runner here. I believe that's Washneski.
The catcher, number 2, Emma Johnson. Courtesy running, number 8, Kylie Washneski.
Washneski from the Cheyenne Mustangs. Snap throw up to first from Rostad to Sydney Lovelace, and Washneski is safe at the bag. Ball and no strikes to Emma Johnson, the West Fargo Cheyenne Mustang. That one will float outside for ball 2. .87 degrees now, mostly sunny sky. Wind out of the south at 16 miles per hour. That one's going to be single into shallow center. Looked like it was going to go deeper than it was, and then just took a downward angle and dropped right behind the outer edge of the infield there.
Coming in the courtesy run, number 9, Becca Thomson.
So Becca Thomson from the Valley City Highlanders will take over the running responsibilities on first for the East All-Stars. The tying run is in scoring position here for the East. On second, that is Kylie Washniski, the Cheyenne Mustang. Pitch comes outside for a ball to the Thompson Tommy Carey Nisler. The center fielder is 0 for 1 with a strikeout swinging. This one's going to right field. A pop out there should be no problem for Garmin. Now that will end the inning, and they'll leave 2 stranded on base. So the East get 1 run closer. It's 4-3.
Third for the East. 1 run on 1 hit. There's 1 west there.
After the pop out to right field, now after 3 innings of play, it's the West All-Stars.
All-Stars lead 4-3.
4 runs on 5 hits, no East errors, and 2 left on base. The East All-Stars, 3 runs on 6 hits, 1 West error, and 3 left on base. Time of the game, 36 minutes. Lexi Brewer will toss pitch 43 to Maddie Steckler of the Bismarck Demons. It's the bottom of the order, batter 7, 8, and 9. Due up for the West All-Stars. They lead 4-3 when we come back here in the top of the 4th on the ND Sports Channel here on the Magnitude Sports Multimedia Network.
Off the top of the 4th to the west, the left fielder, number 14, Maddie Steckler.
All right, you may have heard it in the background there. Maddie Steckler, the batter. 1 for 1 with a single to left field. Their lone plate appearance, lone at bat here in the 2019 Game 1 edition of the North Dakota Softball All-Stars Series. 4-3 lead for the West. The West has never won a game since this thing kicked off in 2017. Now it's 0-2 to Steckler. Lexi Brewer with the toss on the 0-2. That'll go into the dirt for a ball, 1-2. 45 pitches for Brewer, 28 strikes, 17 balls according to my numbers. And the windup in the 1-2 delivery is going to be popped straight up. It could be a chance here for Emma Johnson. She'll make the grab. So that's out number 1 at the top of the 4th. Now bring up the Bishop Ryan Lions, Sydney Lovelace.
The first baseman, number 5, Sydney Lovelace.
Once again, the 4 runs for the East, or for the West, excuse me, are all accounted for via grand slam off the bat of Kennedy Koontz in the top of the 2nd. And Lovelace will bounce that one into the glove of the second baseman, Lauren Diemert, who fires it over and gets it there in time to Gabby Nelson for the 4-3 ground out. And that brings up the next batter here, Kaylee Weibull from the Bismarck Legacy Sabres. And the windup from Brewer, and Weibull will tap that one foul to the left side of the batter's box for a strike. She's 0 for 1, pop out there to Payton Richter, and then on her last at bat, which was a pop out to end that particular inning. See if she can do one better this time. Here's the 0-1 from Brewer, and that'll be shot over to the left side of the batter's box once again. 0-2 the count now. There's never been a player, never been a batter who's recorded a triple in the All-Star Series since it kicked off in 2017. Plenty of opportunity to get one this time around. That'll be popped up and out of play. So 3 pitches, she's fouled all 3 of them away. That is, according to my numbers, pitch number 50 for Brewer, and 33 of them have been strikes. So the 0-2 number 2 from Brewer. Did it catch the edge? Nope, a little high for a ball. 1-2. And that'll find its way into left center field. It'll roll all the way into the glove of Carey Nisler from the Thompson Tommies, and that's good for a single for Weibull, the Legacy Sabre, and that'll bring up the hero of the game so far, Kennedy Koontz. Had the grand slam last time she was up.
Number 2, Kennedy Koontz.
Might hear some of the fans in the background say, do it again. Well, she can't, 'cause you need 2 more people on base, but she could get half of what she got last time. Swinging a miss on a pitch that floated to the outside. She's 2 for 2, a single to left on her first at bat, and then the grand slam on her most recent trip to the plate. And now she's down to the count 0-1. Once again, Kennedy Koontz from the Dickinson High Midgets, and she's going to go the same direction as she went for the grand slam, but Carrie Nisler will get there first. Didn't quite have enough on that one there to get it out of here, and that will end the inning. So we'll have to wait to see her sister until the next inning. We'll see Lauren Diemert from West Fargo Packers, Grace Shear from the Valley City Highlanders, and Elena Lynnster from Oak Grove / Shanley. Batters 7, 8, and 9. Cassidy Dutton Hefner will toss pitch 39 when we return after this on the ND Sports Channel. All right, here we go with the bottom of the 4th. That one's going to be hit high, popped up, left center, running forward, and a knee sliding catch there by Kennedy Koontz out in center field. Nice grab there by the Dickinson Midget. That's out number 1.
Brings up the left fielder, number 10, Grace Shear.
That brings up the Valley City Highlander. They had a very good season, took 3rd at state this year, defeating Bismarck Century in the 3rd place game. That one's going to be popped up, foul territory left side, and the 3rd baseman, Cameron Koontz, makes the grab. So Kennedy Koontz and Cameron Koontz for outs 1 and 2.
Now batting the right fielder, number 14, Elena Lynnster.
And Lynnster will pop that one out into center or left field for a single. She was 0 for 1 prior to that.
The shortstop, number 12, Payton Richter.
Now Payton Richter, the Central Cass Squirrel, 1 for 2, fly out and a single. She had a single into shallow left, and then the pop out to right center. Now she's going to right field, and she will make the grab. It looked like she might have been in a little bit of trouble with that one, but she was able to snag it, and that will end the inning. So pop out to right.
Bottom of the 4th.
Phoebe Garmin will make the great catch. And now we'll see Cameron Koontz face pitch 55 from Lexi Brewer in the top half of the 5th. When we come back, we'll also see J.C. Rustad and Lakin Stork from Minot and Bismarck High. Batters 2, 3, and 4 right after this on the ND Sports Channel. All right, top of the 5th, it's Cameron Koontz, and she'll pop that one up foul over the backstop for a strike. She struck out looking her first time, and she was hit by a pitch off a pitch that bounced into the dirt and then hit her in the left leg to advance to first, her most recent trip to the plate. This one will be popped up, foul territory. Running forward is both the catcher and the first baseman, and neither one of them will make the catch, and it'll drop for a strike. Emma Johnson, the catcher, Gabby Nelson, the first baseman, both of them running after it, and neither one of them can make the grab. 37 strikes on 55 pitches for Lexi Brewer. There's pitch 56 outside for ball 19. 1-1 the count now to Cameron Koontz. J.C. Rostad is on deck. We'll see Lake and Stork this inning as well. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's the first out of the inning. And we'll see J.C. Rostad 0 for 2 with 2 flyouts.
Catcher, number 4, J.C. Rostad.
1 to center field and then 1 to shallow right. I believe that one was caught by Lauren Diemert at second base, if memory serves me correctly on that. Brewer winds up and delivers the pitch, and it's fired right back and past Brewer into center field. That's good for a single for Rostad. And now she's going to go on to second. She's going to round third. And no, for a moment there, the coach was waving his arm, but then he said, no, let's hold it up. And that is your first, is that going to go into the books as an error? Single and an error. So we still don't have a triple in the All-Star Series. So Rostad will get credit for the single and then advance to third on the error. The East holds the record for the fewest errors in a series, and that's at 1. Right now they've tied that record. So Lake and Stork will foul that one away, and it's quickly down 0-2. We're 47 minutes into the ball game, 87 degrees, mostly sunny sky. South wind at 16. That one's popped up to right field, and on the run, making the grab, is Elena Lynnster, the Oak Grove graduate and the Shanley Deacon. That'll hold Rostad at third. The throw comes back in quickly, and Rostad will not have a chance to tag.
The second baseman, number 13, Celie Rovig.
Celie Rovig, go for 1. Walk and a fly out to second base her last time at the plate. And the windup from Brewer. Inside, looked good for a strike, and that is indeed the case, 0-1. If Rovig could get on base, it would be Phoebe Garmin on deck. And the pitch, the 0-1, grounded right towards shortstop where it's scooped up by Richter and fired over to Nelson for the 6-3. So that'll strand a runner on base on the ground out to end the inning, and we'll go now to the bottom of the 5th. Amanda Raisler, Gabby Nelson, Lexi Brewer. Batters 2, 3, and 4 due up for the East All-Stars. They trail by 1 right now, 4-3 heading into the bottom of the 5th, and Dutenhefner will toss pitch 43 when we return after this here on the ND Sports Channel on the Magnitude Sports Multimedia Network. All right, it's the Kindred Richland Viking, Amanda Raisler. She'll face pitch number 43 from the Bismarck Demon, Cassidy Dutenhefner. Raisler 0 for 2 with a ground out to short and a pop out to short. And that comes in on the inside edge, just barely above the knees for a strike. 0-1. 50 minutes, time of the ball game so far. Here's the windup in the 0-1 from Dutenhefner, and that's line foul. And The error will be charged there to the third base coach, who almost made the grab and then dropped it. 0-2. We have a third base coach up here in the press box who have called a few errors on this season as well. But to his credit, he's made more nice plays than errors. I saved myself there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We'll even up the count at 2-2. Amanda Raisler, the batter. No batters on. Nobody out. Bottom of the 5th. The East looking to tie and or take the lead here in the bottom of the 5th. And that one will not help the matters at all, as that one goes foul for a strike. An unofficial strike. As you can see, the crowd is filled in nicely there, and over on the other side, the crowd is filled in pretty nicely as well. That one goes foul again. Once again, if you're watching this from Fargo and you're like, you know what, I really wish I would have come and see this game. Well, it's free. There's no admission fee. You just drive up here and find a spot to sit down and watch the action, or you can sit in the comfort of your home in the cool air conditioner and watch it here on the Andy Sports Channel. Thank you for tuning in. Certainly appreciate that. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Amanda Raisler. And a swing and a miss. That would have been ball 3 had she not taken the swing. A rise ball that went up over the top of the bat there, and that'll bring up Gabby Nelson 0 for 2. Strikeout swinging and a strikeout looking. That pitch comes across for a strike. According to my numbers, that's 50 pitches now for Dutenhefner. 39 strikes and 11 balls. That one's hit up high, right field, and that could maybe have the distance. It does! It's a solo shot for the Oak Grove graduate and the Fargo Shanley Deacon, Gabby Nelson. I know that puts a smile on the face of Vance Christensen, who's probably watching this game, either on the Andy Sports Channel or maybe is even here in person. I haven't seen him yet, but... So I'll tie up the game. We're knotted up at 4 now off the bat of Gabby Nelson. That one took a while to get out of here, but it did. I'll bring up the next batter here. That's Lexi Brewer, the Central Cass Squirrel. And Brewer will line that one. A couple hops out into left field. Good for a single. Brewer's now 3 for 3 with 3 singles. 2 to left field and 1 to right field. And now we'll have another courtesy runner, and it will be Kylie Washneski.
Courtesy runner for the East, number 8, Kylie Washneski. Now batting the catcher, number 2, Emma Johnson.
Emma Johnson's also 2 for 2 with 2 singles. 1 to center field, 1 to right center. And this one's going down the right field line, foul for a strike. 0-1. Swing and a miss. She took a big swing at that one. Paid the price. Although if she would have connected, it might have been gone. Never know. We'll never know now. 0-2 the count. It's the only thing we know for sure. And that's a half, 3/4 swing that'll skim off the roof of the west dugout. So the count remains 0-2 to Emma Johnson, who's 2 for 2 with 2 singles. Up high for a ball, 1-2. Fouled away pitch, a strike, a fouled away pitch, and then that ball. So pitch number 5 coming up here. Pitch will go low into the dirt for a ball. Two balls, two strikes. Now it's popped up and into foul territory. In the only spot in the crowd section where there is no fans, right in the
Ladies and gentlemen, a
stairway.
Reminder, any foul balls you catch would be greatly appreciated if you brought them to either dugout. Thank you very much.
It remain 2-2. Runner on, one out. And that one's popped up. First base, it will drop fair.
Now batting for the East, the center fielder, number 1, Carrie Nisler. Courtesy running for the East, number 9, Becca Thomson.
So we're all tied up at 4 here in the bottom of the 5th. Remember, last year's game 1 went to 11 innings. That one was tied at 1-1 for the longest time. Well, actually, it was tied at 0-0 for the longest time, and then I think both runs were scored in the 7th, if memory serves me correctly, and then it stayed that way for another 4 innings. That one, a nice shot out into center field, and a nice grab by Nisler. Tagging on second and moving to third is Washneski, and that won't matter because that will end the inning. Apparently, she did not tag properly. We'll take a break and be back here with the top of the 6th right after this on the Andy Sports Channel. All right, welcome back. Top of the 6th, tied at 4. Phoebe Garmin is the batter. We do have some changes in the outfield there for the East All-Stars. Becca Thomson from Valley City is now in right. Courtney Bull from West Fargo is now in center. And that'll go into the gap between Courtney Bull and Grace Shear. And that'll be good for a single for sure and a double. Single and an error, we're going to say.
Now batting the left fielder, number 14, Maddie Steckler.
That brings up the Bismarck High Demon, Maddie Steckler. She's 1 for 2 with a single and a flyout. Runner on second is Phoebe Garmin. We've now hit the 1 hour mark of the ball game. First pitch came at 5:43 this afternoon. Now we're at 6:43. I think it's 6:44 as it just flipped. So a few seconds shy of an hour and a minute. 2 balls, no strikes to Maddie Steckler. Runner on second is Phoebe Garmin. Got there via a hit single and an error. Charge to the left fielder.
3 balls and no strikes now. I think this is the most balls I've seen Lexi Brewer throw in all the times that I've seen her this year. There's a strike down the middle, 3-1. Lexi Brewer has only lost 1 game as a starting pitcher in her high school career, and that was against the Hankston Tri-State Pirates earlier this season. A game in which I don't think anybody in the entire state expected them to win, unless you're Coach Lau. He thinks that they'll win every game, and they certainly have the talent to be a threat next year in the Class B side as well. Lovelace was swing and miss there. Oh, 0-1. Runners on first and second now. Steckler reached on a walk. Here's the 1-0. Now be grounded out, and a hop in between the third baseman and shortstop to left field. Rounding third is Phoebe Garmin, and the West have increased their lead and broken the tie. It's 5-4. So it's an RBI double for Lovelace.
Now batting the designated player, number 11, Kaylee Weibull.
That advances Steckler up to third, and that brings up Kaylee Weibull from the Legacy Sabres. She is 1 for 2, a fly out to the shortstop and then single to left field her last time at the plate. This one's going to center field, and it'll go right into the glove of Courtney Bowl. Sydney Lovelace will get back to second. Maddie Steckler will get back to third, and that is 1 out.
Brings up the center fielder, number 2, Kennedy Koontz.
Back to the top of the order now. Kennedy Koontz hit the grand slam 2 at-bats ago. And the pitch, it appeared to float over the corner, but it missed it for a ball. She's 2 for 3, a single to left, a fly out to left, and a home run to left center. Grand slam, to be more specific. And the 1-0, outside again and missed again, 2-0. That's 75 pitches now, according to my numbers. 50 strikes, 25 balls, 1 hour and 3 minutes into the ball game. Runners on second and third with 1 away. And that one's hit up high, left field. Drifting foul and out of play. Two balls and a strike, 1 away. Lovelace on second and Steckler on third. Your runners for the West, who lead by a score 5-4 on an RBI single earlier this, or an RBI double, excuse me, earlier this inning. Now on be popped up right field. Running for it is Becca Thomson. She makes the grab. Tagging from third is Maddie Steckler on the sac fly by Kennedy Koontz. Sydney Lovelace will stay at second, and it's 6-4 now in favor of the West.
The third baseman, number 3, Cameron Koontz.
So sac fly to right, increases the West lead to 2. And now Cameron Koontz, 0 for 2, struck out looking, hit by a pitch, and struck out swinging on her 3 trips to the plate this contest. Game 1 of 2 of the doubleheader here at Mickelson Park. That one's fouled up and just barely missed coming over the backstop for a strike. Ball 1-1 the count. Once again, Becca Thomson in right, Courtney Bowl in center, Grace Sheeran left for the East All-Stars. And your new first baseman, we forgot to go around the infield, was Nicole Hort. Let's try that again. Nicole Hurt from the Hillsborough Central Valley Burros. And the 1-2 floats outside and high for a ball. Evens up the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs with a runner on second. A 6-4 lead for the West All-Stars. And the 2-2 from Brewer is going to be popped up. Foul territory. Running for it is Emma Johnson with the catch. The West Fargo Cheyenne Mustang will end the inning, but they do get 2 across the plate to increase their lead to 6-4. And we'll head now to the bottom of the 6th. and see how the East responds when we return after this here on the ND Sports Channel. All right, welcome back. Lauren Deemer will lead things off here in the bottom of the 6. It's 6-4 in favor of the West. And the East on the edge of potentially losing their first ever game
Number 1, Cassidy Nelson
in the series. Deemer 0 for 2, ground out, fly out. Now she's down 0 for 2 in the ball strike column as well. And the 0-2 up high for a ball, 1 and 2. Lauren Deemer, state champion, along with her center fielder teammate Courtney Bowl, playing for the two West Fargo Packers, representing the East here in this game. That one's going towards center field, popped up, running in is Kennedy Koontz, but it'll drop. Koontz didn't quite have enough speed to get there, and that'll drop for a single for Lauren Deemer, and that brings up the Valley City Highliner, Grace Shear.
The left fielder, number 10, Grace Shear.
Pitch comes low for a ball. I believe it's 1-0. There might have been a missed pitch there that I forgot to record. That'll be a chopper right back there to Dutton Hefner. Hefner over to Lovelace for the 1-3 that advances Deemer up to second.
Now batting for the East, the right fielder, Becca Thomson.
Becca Thomson will step up to the plate for the first time in the All-Star Series here this year, taking over the number 9 spot in the lineup for the East All-Stars. She's 2 of 6 on her at-bats on the ND Sports Channel this season with 2 hits to left field. Pop out to left, a pop out to right, a ground out to a 4-3, and then a pop out right back to the pitcher on one occasion as well. That pitch will miss to the inside, and it's a ball and a strike now to Becca Thomson, the Valley City Highliner. We'll see Payton Richter on deck, I believe. Can't see the jersey number from here, but she's a scheduled batter anyway. That one's going to be popped up. And it looks like Kennedy Koontz will have no trouble with that one, and that'll indeed be the case. Out number 2, runner holds on second. That brings up Payton Richter. No, check that. Kylie Washniewski is going to be the batter.
Number 8, Kylie Washniewski.
Go, Kylie.
Washniewski's 3 for 8 on her at-bats here on the ND Sports Channel. Hit to left center, a hit to shallow center, an infield single, 1 ground out, reach base on an error, and 2 pop-outs, and make that 3 pop-outs. This one to the shortstop, Lakin Storn.
Bottom of the 6th.
That ends the 6th inning, and we head to the top of the 7th. We'll see if the West can add some insurance runs as they'll be up to J.C. Rostad, Lincoln Stork, and Seeley Rovig are the scheduled batters, pending changes. And when we come back here, it's the top of the 7th in Game 1 of the 2019 ND Softball All-Star Series here on the ND Sports Channel on the Magnitude Sports Multimedia Network. All right, we're at the top of the 7th now, and J.C. Rostad is the batter from Minot High. 1 for 3, a fly out, and a single to center field. That single was on her last at bat. This pitch comes in for strike 1. Nice pitch there by Lexi Brewer, who's now thrown 83 pitches. 56 of them have been strikes. Once again, your new first baseman is Nicole Hurt. She came in a couple innings ago. And then your new center fielder is Courtney Bull and Becca Thomson in right field. To the best of our knowledge, that's the only changes. Or do we have a new third? No, that's still Raisler at third. We do have a new shortstop, though. I believe it's Washniski. Emma Johnson still catching. Grace Shears still out in left field. That one will be popped up, and that will fall for a single, and it'll go right by Becca Thomson. They're going to record that as a single, and that will advance to the third on an error. So we've had 2 batters reach third on errors, and we still have nobody in the history of the series with a triple.
Brings up the shortstop, number 12, Lincoln Stork.
Lincoln Stork, the shortstop's 0 for 3. A fly out, and a fly out. And this one's going to be popped up and out of play. So a runner in scoring position here with nobody out. Great opportunity for the West to extend their lead and put the pressure on the East in the bottom of the 7th. That'll be a grounder into center field. That will easily score Rostad from third, and that makes it 7-4 in favor of the West All-Stars. If the West All-Stars could sweep 2019, then the East would lead this all-time series 4 games to 3. Seeley Rovig, the batter, with the runner on first, Lincoln Stork. That one will be a one-hopper right over to Washniski. Fires it over to first, and a nice stretch by Nicole Hurt to get the 6-3 and out number 1. That'll advance Stork up to second, though.
Brings up the right fielder, number 6, Phoebe Garmin.
Phoebe Garmin from the Beulah Miners is 2 for 3. On with a bunt single, fly out to center, and a single to left center. In that order on her at bat so far. That pitch will float outside for ball 1. Once again, Lincoln Stork, the runner on second, and the West All-Stars lead 7-4 here over the East All-Stars. And that one will be popped up, and drifting back is Lauren Diemert to make the grab for out number 2. That will hold the runner at second, and now bring up the next batter, which happens to be Maddie Steckler.
The left fielder, number 14, Maddie Steckler.
So 2 away now, and Brewer going to throw pitch number 90 right here, and that one comes into the dirt for a ball, and advancing to third is Lincoln Stork. We'll go into the books as So going to the books as a pass ball. 1 ball, no strikes. And that one's going to go into the gap. Left center, running for it is the center fielder, Courtney Bowl, and she makes the grab. They'll strand Stork on third. They get 1 run in the inning to make it 7-4, and now it's up to the east. It's going to be Amanda Raisler, Gabby Nelson, and Lexi Brewer. Those are 3 batters you want up when you're down by 3. We'll see how they do in the bottom of the 7th when Dutenhefner pitch 71 when we come back here in a moment on the NB Sports Channel. All right, welcome back. It's the bottom of the 7th. 3 outs, and the East needs 3 runs minimum. And that could be foul, more than likely, and it is foul, but catch will be made by Maddie Steckler, and now they need 3 runs and 2 outs. That brings up Nicole Hurt. She'll take over the number 3 spot from Gabby Nelson, who hit a home run last time she was up to bat. And Nicole Hurt will see the first pitch float by for a strike, 0-1. We started this game, it was 88 degrees. We dropped down to 87, now we're back to 88. And a south wind at 16 miles per hour. 1 ball, 1 strike to Nicole Hurt, the Hillsborough Central Valley Borough, and that will come across the inside edge. Nice pitch there by Dutenhefner for another strike, and it's 1-2. And Hurt will send that one left field, and it'll drop foul. That fouled away pitch is pitch number 75 for Dutenhefner. 58 strikes, 17 balls, according to my numbers. And the 1-2. Up high for a ball. They'll even things up at 2 apiece. 1 away, 7-4 lead for the East, for the West, excuse me. And Hurt will reach out and foul that one away. It'll remain 2-2. An hour and 19 minutes, time of the game so far. Big pitch here for Dutenhefner. Let's see if she can sneak it by Nicole Hurt. And she will not. Nicole Hurt will not sneak it by the shortstop either. That'll be on, I was gonna say hit, and that's what we're agreeing with here in the press box as well. So let's see here. It will be Lexi Brewer. She's 3 for 3 with 3 singles, 2 to left field, 1 to right field. And this one will be a grounder to Lake and Stork, and she mishandles it, and I believe that will go into the books as an error. That'll advance Nicole Hurt up to second. They were going to call it a hit, I guess. Got it. So going to the books is an infield single, and that'll bring up Emma Johnson, who's also 3 for 3 with 3 singles.
For the East, number 2, Emma Johnson.
Shallow singles to center, left center, and, or check that. Shallow singles to center, and right. Right center her first time, straightaway shallow center her second time, and straightaway shallow right her third time. Looks like we'll have a courtesy runner here for Nicole Hurt at second, and that courtesy runner is going to be Payton Richter, the Central Cass Squirrel. Might be a pinch runner, actually. So runner in scoring position here, and Emma Johnson will pop it up. And the catch will be made by Sydney Lovelace for out number 2. So now the pressure's really on here for the East. They'll bring up Courtney Bull.
For the East, number 6, Courtney Bull.
Outstanding pitcher for the state champion West Fargo Packers. Showing bunt and then pulls it back. Comes in low for a ball, 1-0. That one comes in for a strike. 1-1 the count now. Once again, Richter on second. Lexi Brewer on first. Courtney Bull represents the tying run at the plate. And the 1-1. Bull will take a swing and pay the price. 1-2. And that one's going into the gap in right center. That could score at least one. Rounding third is Payton Richter. Here comes Lexi Brewer, and they will hold her at third. And now the tying run is on second on a RBI double for Courtney Bull into the gap in right center.
Brings up to second baseman, number 3, Lauren Deemer.
Lauren Deemer, 1 for 3. Grounded out on a 6-3 first at bat. Fly out to left center, and then a single into shallow center. And now the East All-Stars are gonna, or the West All-Stars, excuse me, are gonna huddle up here along with their red-shirted West coach.
Bathrooms are open as well. In the back of the third base dugout.
Once again, the East has never lost a game here, and right now they're in a decent position to push this one at least into the 8th. Once again, the batters, Lauren Deemer, 1 for 3, ground out, fly out, and a single. The single was her last at bat. Pitch missed for a ball, apparently. Looked like a strike to me from here, but it's ball 1, 1-0. And the 1-0 pitch will float outside for 2 balls and no strikes. Grace Shear is on deck. At least that's the scheduled batter. Nope, it's somebody else. Oh, no, it is Grace Shear, yep. And then Becca Thompson's on deck after Grace Shear if we can get that far into the lineup. Matter of fact, I don't think we'll see Becca Thompson, because if we did get that far in the lineup, it would be 8-7 and the game would be over. So that one comes up high, and ducking down is Deemer. 3-1 the count. And the 3-1. Swung on, and a line drive into the glove of Celie Rovig. And the West All-Stars have won their first ever game in the ND Softball All-Star Series since it kicked off in 2017 by the final score of 7-5.
And there's your ball game, folks. The West All-Stars win the first game 7-5. Game 2 of tonight's series will take place in approximately 25 minutes.
So Deemer on the 3-1 count. A soft pop out to the second baseman. And that'll end the game. Let's see here. It was 0-0 after 1. West took the 4-run lead on a grand slam by Kennedy Koontz in the top of the second. East would respond with 2 runs of their own in the bottom of the second and 1 more in the bottom of the third to make it 4-3 heading into the fourth, where neither team would score. West would fail to score on the top of the fifth, and the East would tie it up in the bottom half of the fifth at 4 apiece before the West came right back and got 2 more on the board in the top of the sixth. Both teams scored 1 in the 7th to bring us to our final score of 7-5. West All-Stars, 7 runs and 11 hits on 3 East All-Star errors and 6 left on base. East All-Stars, 5 runs on 14 hits and 1 West All-Star error, and left a total of 8 on base. Time of the game, 1 hour and 24 minutes. Temperature, 88 degrees. That'll wrap it up here for game.
All right. right, welcome back. You just saw the first time the West ever won an All-Star game in the All-Star Series since it debuted back in 2017. Don't forget today's broadcast sponsored by Challenge Nutrition. You can text your order out 701-289-7282. There you go. You can get the phone number right there. This is the Sunny Delight. They have a whole bunch of other ones, so be sure to go check them out. They're in South Fargo. If you're not from Fargo and you do come to Fargo, check them out. You'll love it, I promise. It is Challenge Nutrition. If I remember correctly, I want to say 5050 Timber Parkway is the official address, but if you just go to Timber Parkway, it's like in a little strip mall there with Challenge Nutrition. There's the Dairy Queen nearby. It's across the street from a Cashwide's grocery store. You won't miss it. So walk in there, talk to Vance or Sammy, or there's a few other ladies that work there, and they are awesome. I have never had an issue with any of them. So one time they were out of the one I wanted there. Well, that's the closest thing that I've ever come to an issue at Challenge Nutrition. So we certainly appreciate their support of this year's broadcast. Also want to give a shout out to Tim and Mike and the rest of the crew with North Dakota Softball All-Stars, and just doing a fantastic job the last couple of years. They get a year off. Now they can revamp and make it even better for 2021, right? All right. Well, tell you what, we're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to take a look at the 2020 seniors / graduates who made the 2020 All-Stars for the East and the West, and we'll do that right after this short break here on Magnitude Sports.
Challenge Nutrition in South Fargo is your one-stop shop for healthy energy and nutrition. Stop in and try one of the many teas or shakes on the menu. With over 80 different varieties, you are guaranteed to find multiple favorites that will quench your thirst. Also, ask about the different liftoffs. They'll give you that unique and exact extra boost that you need for your day. Visit Challenge Nutrition today, 5050 Timber Parkway, Suite 106 in South Fargo. Challenge Nutrition, nutrition for the win.
All right, time now to take a look at the 2020 roster for the 2020 third unofficial annual Indy Softball All-Stars roster, if you want to put it that way. We'll just say that the team split this year because at last minute we unofficially put in a fourth game, and both the West team won 2 and the East team won 2. That is 100% unofficial. Just made that up off the top of my head. But first one on the list is Callie Eisenbach. We've seen her a few times here on Magnitude Sports. Plays high school for Shanley. Also saw her in a couple summer softball games. Other sports and activities that she's involved in include weightlifting, band, honor society, and the service club. Her favorite softball memory: when the bus was leaving our school's parking lot one day last year, we realized that we forgot our catcher. We looked back to see Maddie running after the bus while holding all of her gear. I wish I would have been there for that memory. That sounds like a really funny moment there. She does plan to go to South Dakota State University for graphic design. Callie, when you graduate with that degree, contact us here at Magnitude Sports. We could definitely use some help with some graphics, so that'd be absolutely awesome. So that she's one of many on the East All-Stars this year. And the next one here is Dallas Jorgenson from Hatton. She also plays basketball, volleyball, takes volleyball stats, CYO, and FBLA. Her favorite softball memory is all of the pregame huddles around the pitcher's mound. And then her plans for after graduation include an attendance at Mayville State University for a degree in business finance, and she'll continue playing softball for the Comets as well. So that's Dallas Jorgenson, member number 2, and these are not in no particular order. It doesn't mean that 2 is better than 1 or 2 is better than 18 or etc., but 2 of many on the East roster for your 2020 Indy Softball All-Stars. And then you got Danica Volvic, who played for the Cheyenne Mustangs. She's also the boys hockey team manager at West Fargo Cheyenne, and her favorite softball memory was making it to state the first year as a member of the varsity team. She'll be going to Valley City State University, and she'll play softball there for the Vikings as well. So that is another member of the the East side team here for North Dakota Softball All-Stars 2020 roster. Next on the list is Isabel Lonard, or otherwise known as Belle Lonard, from the Central Cass Squirrels. Played catcher
catcher for the Squirrels, and she also played basketball, volleyball, participated in cross country. P-A-Y. I honestly don't know what that is, but I'm sure it's something amazing. So, and she's also part of the Student Council, Big Brother Big Sister program, an outstanding program, National Honor Society, FCCLA, and then Science Olympiad. FCA, which is Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and the Fifth Quarter Committee, and the Jets. And then her favorite softball memory is winning back-to-back state championships for the Squirrels. She's going to go to NDSU. She'll be a Bison and study exercise science. So congratulations, Belle Lonard, and wish you best of luck at NDSU in Fargo. Next up on the East team for 2020 is Jessica Undum from the Valley City Highliners. Summer and fall softball for the FM Blaze. Student Council Executive President, Jazz Band, Fellowship of Christian Athletes are some of the other activities and sports that she participated in high school, and her favorite softball memory is winning the EDC championship in 2018. If memory serves me correctly, they won that over the Fargo North Spartans. I believe they shut them out. I think it was like 10-0 or something like that. The final score is on our website if you want to scroll back and see if I got it right or not. But I'm going off memory there. And I'll tell you this for sure. They won the game, obviously. So her plans for after graduation, she plans to be a Dragon, going to Minnesota State University of Moorhead to play softball for the Dragons, also majoring in biology, health, and medical science. So congratulations, Jessica Undum, and wish you the best of luck on the Dragon softball team. Next up is, oops, I hit the wrong button. We went backwards instead of forwards. Josie Brewer from Central Cass. She also plays volleyball, National Honor Society, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, the Fifth Quarter, and Philanthropy and Youth. Her favorite softball memory is tied between she has two of them that are tied. Breaking the Kindred curse by hitting a 2-run double against their rivals there in the 10th inning. And then also being a part of the team's success in winning back-to-back state titles. So I'd have to say, if you asked me to rank them, Josie, I might say the Kindred Curse might be number one. But I can totally understand why that's a tie there, because winning back-to-back state titles is something amazing as well. Her plans for graduation include attending NDSCS down in Wahpeton. She'll be a Wildcat playing softball for the Wildcats down in Wahpeton. And she'll also be studying for a criminal justice transfer down at NDSCS as well. So Josie Brewer from the Central Cass Squirrels, your next roster member on the 2020 East All-Stars. And then you got Julia Solheim for the Grand Forks Red River Rough Riders. Other activities, Leadership Council and the NHS. Her favorite softball memory, any time spent in the dugout before and in between games with her teammates. Plans for after graduation, which she recently graduated, so those plans are probably under the way. She's going to be up in Grand Forks, going to stay kind of close to home, go to UND for occupational therapy, and that's Julia Solheim from the Grand Forks Red River Rough Riders, making the 2020 East All-Stars, Softball All-Stars roster. Next up is Caitlin Houle, another Central Cass Squirrel, plays first base and pitcher. Church group, volunteering, and the National Honor Society, some of the other activities that she was involved in during high school. She favorite softball memory was celebrating with family and friends and coaches after they won the state championship game. Her plans moving forward include working a job in Fargo to help pay for college. She's going to be attending NDSU in the fall, working towards a physical therapy degree. So congratulations to Caitlin Houle, heading off to NDSU, another member of the 2020 East Softball All-Stars team. Up next is Maci Jordan from the Thompson Tommies. She also played basketball, volleyball, was part of the Student Council, Future Business Leaders of America. That's what FBLA means from a couple slides ago. Junior Bank Board, Math Track, National Honor Society, and North Dakota High School Activities Association Distinguished Student. That is a huge honor for Maci Jordan there, who played pitcher and second base for the Thompson Tommies. Her favorite softball memory what happened in her sophomore year with the Thompson Tommies. They were playing Bishop Ryan out of Minot, and she was struggling at the plate. Dad walked over and said behind the fence, "Sit back and drive," and then walked away. The next pitch, hit it over the fence, a home run, and the ball actually landed right where he was standing before. I just remembered thinking, there, happy now? That is, if I had to rank all the softball memories, that'd be up in the top 3 for sure. So that we've seen so far. Her plans, Maci's plans for after graduation, you going to go up just up the road about maybe 10 miles or so to the University of North Dakota up in Grand Forks and major in biology and with an emphasis in pre-medicine. So congratulations, Maci Jordan. Once again, that North Dakota High School Activities Association Distinguished Student Honor is a huge honor for any high school student, and only a couple of them get it each year. So congratulations, Maci, another member of the 2020 East Team Softball All-Stars. Next up is Maci Weibull from the West Fargo Packers. Other activities include National Honor Society, philanthropy, and youth. Her favorite softball memory is winning state. I'd like to ask her which state, because I believe she won 3 out of 4. So maybe all 3 of them are equal. So that's awesome. She plans to attend Wisconsin Lutheran College and major in chemistry / pre-pharmacy. Congratulations, Maci Weibull, for making it on the 2020 East Softball All-Stars roster. Next up, we have Maddie O'Lean from the Kindred Richland Vikings, if you want to look at the co-op side of it. She also played basketball for the Vikings and the FFA. Our favorite softball memory will be playing in the state championship game in her junior year, even though they lost. I believe they lost to Central Cass on that particular year, if I remember correctly. She says that she got to play one last game with the best teammates she could have ever asked for. She is going to be heading up to Grand Forks as well, joining another Kindred Viking who is up in Grand Forks. At least last time I checked, she was up in Grand Forks. UND, major in nursing and a minor in psychology. So next up is Madison Rm Key. I think she goes by Maddie, if I remember right, from Shanley High School. Plays catcher for the Deacons, or I should say played catcher for the Deacons. She's also the football manager, played basketball, PCS Singers, National Honor Society, choir, chapel, worship team. Her favorite softball memory was the long bus rides with her teammates, and she'll be heading up to NDSU to major in biochemistry and molecular biology. That sounds challenging. We wish you the best of luck, Maddie, up at NDSU, so sticking close to home in Fargo there. Next on the list is I hit the wrong button again. Let's advance one more. Mariah Peters, West Fargo Packers, played catcher and outfield for the Packers. Also participated in the National Honor Society in the DECA. Her favorite memory is winning the 2019 high school state championship, and she's going to go up to Grand Forks as well to attend UND and major in economics and also play softball. So congratulations, Mariah Peters. I know softball is one of your favorites, and we wish you the best of luck up there at UND in both sports and your studies as well. Congratulations for making it to the 2020 East Team Softball All-Stars. Next up is Maxine Ebel from Lidgerwood, a.k.a. Winemere Lidgerwood, the Warbirds. I think she may have played summer softball with Coach Lau. But I'm not 100% sure, so don't take my word on that. But she played catcher, first base, third base, multi-position player. Also participated in the student council, river watch, barrel racing. That sounds fun. I almost forgot that was a thing because I don't get out into the country too much there. But barrel racing, that's something I'd like to do one day. Hunting and biking, and a couple of other activities that she enjoys. Her favorite softball memory is hitting her first home run in Castleton against the Squirrels to start the game off. It was a 3-run homer to make the score 3-0. That is a fantastic memory, without doubt. She also plans to go head down to Wahpeton and be a Wildcat at North Dakota State College of Science while earning her degree in criminal justice and playing softball for the Wildcats as well. So congratulations, Maxine Ebel, for making the 2020 East Team Softball All-Stars. Let's see here. I think we have a few more. Sage Forsyth, Hillsborough Central Valley Girls, played center field, outfield, and infield as well. Her other sports that she's played, volleyball, basketball, also involved in the NDAHS and band. Favorite softball memory was the summer championships at her local team and her won in the 2019 North Dakota State tournament. So she has a couple of favorite softball memories there. Her plans is that she's going to head south and west a little bit to Valley City State University. She'll become a Viking. She's gone to major in elementary education, minor in Spanish, and also had the opportunity to continue her softball career with the Vikings down at Valley City State University as well. Congratulations, Sage. You've had a fantastic few years of softball there under a great coach, Corey Erickson. And Corey Erickson, a member of the All-Star board as well. So, but we promise you that didn't play a role. It was all Sage for getting on the 2020 East Team Softball All-Stars. So let's see here. Next up, Spencer Moore from Fargo Davies, playing for the Eagles. Also was the wrestling manager and it was involved in CrossFit. Her favorite softball memory is hitting the game-winning hit against Fargo North in her freshman year. Played softball, and she's going to play softball at Dakota County Technical College after, well, I keep saying after she graduates, but they've already graduated. So next up on the roster here for the East team is Torrence Nichols goes by Tori for short. Plays for the West Fargo Packers, pitcher and third base. We've seen her plenty of times here on the Magnitude Sports Media Network. Matter of fact, there was a game, I believe it was in Valley City during the regional tournament, where I said I had a feeling something was going to happen here because West Fargo was down like the whole game. I think it was in the 5th, 6th, or 7th inning, and Nichols hit a home run over the left field fence to give the Packers the first lead of the game, and they would never give that lead up, and they would knock off. I believe they were playing Valley City in that game, and I kind of predicted it about a pitch before it happened. I love it when stuff like that happens. Tori was also involved in philanthropy and youth and the National Honor Society. Her favorite memory is winning state championships, and she won at least 3 of them. So, and then after graduation, she's going to head off to University of Minnesota Morris to play softball and major in biology. Congratulations, Tori, on your success in softball during your high school career, and also for continuing your softball career at University of Minnesota Morris. We certainly wish you the best of luck. And then that wraps it up. It gets us back to Cassidy Eisenbach. So we'll go over now to the west side. And I'm still waiting on one name. So if there's one name I don't pronounce correctly, I apologize in advance. But we got all the other ones that we weren't sure of. This one wasn't a problem. Abby Kessel from Belfield pitched for Belfield. Also, FFA, band, and student council she was involved in while she was in high school. Her favorite softball memories are the bus rides to all the away games and winning the West Region Championship game last year. In 2018, I believe that was, when Belfield won the West Region Championship game. I plan to attend, or 2019, excuse me. She plans to attend Mayville State University to play softball for the Comets, and she's thinking either elementary education or secondary English education. Hasn't quite made an official decision on that, but I'm sure she'll excel in whichever one that she chooses to be in. Abby, congratulations on making the West Softball All-Stars 2020 West roster. Next up here, hit the right button. It's Alex Nyhill from the Jamestown Blue Jays. Pitched and played third base for the Blue Jays. Also played volleyball for the Blue Jays and was a part of the National Honor Society and in choir as well. Her favorite memory is playing under the lights at the WDA tournament against Mandan, and she will be attending MSUM to major in speech therapy. Congratulations, Alex Nyhill, and we wish you the best of luck at MSUM. Next up, Alexis Dressler from the Bismarck Legacy Sabres also played basketball and inclusive sports. The ongoing prank war with the coaches is her favorite softball memory, and she'll be coming to Fargo and major in nursing at North Dakota State University. Congratulations, Alexis. Had a great career with the Legacy Sabres, playing left field for Bismarck Legacy, and we wish you luck at NDSU in Fargo. Next up on the 2020 West Softball All-Stars team is Allie LaFawn from the Dickinson Midgets. Played second base, also played hockey for Dickinson, and her favorite softball memory was the water balloon fight that they had at one of the practices, probably, or the other one is the time that they invented a game of that they call softball golf, and they would always play that. I'm gonna have to make a trip out to Dickinson and see how that game is played. Maybe we'll live stream a couple matches for you. You never know. So, her plans for graduation: she's just gonna stick close to home and attend Dickinson State University, major in exercise science, and somewhere else in the medical field as well. Congratulations, Allie. We've seen you on Magnitude Sports a handful of times over the last couple years. Been a great time watching you play softball, and we wish you the best of luck at Dickinson State University. Next up on the West Team Softball All-Stars 2020 roster is Cambree Presser. Other activities she was involved in include sports, basketball, along with FFA and FBLA, and then winning state in 2018 was her favorite softball memory, and that was the only time in about 20 years that the winner wasn't the West Fargo Packers. We had that game live for you here on Magnitude Sports back in 2018, back when we were still doing radio broadcasts, and we had over I think it was 1,300 or 1,400 listeners to that 2018 state championship game where Minot knocked off, I want to say it was Dickinson, I believe, if memory serves me correctly. But if I'm mistaken on that, I apologize. And we have another Minot Majet coming up later here on the West Softball All-Stars, who made a fantastic play in the semifinal round against Bismarck Century. We'll tell you about that when we get to her profile. But Cambree Presser playing third base for the Majets. She plans to continue her education and softball career in Wisconsin, in Milwaukee. So we wish you the best of luck there. And I've actually never been to Milwaukee. I've been to Wisconsin, but not Milwaukee. Heard they have a really good pop radio station there. So if you like pop music, Cambree, I don't know the frequency, but rumor has it that it's been a pretty good station for a few years. So recommend checking that one out. And we wish you the best of luck as you continue your softball career and your education in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Congratulations, Cambree, for making the 2020 West Team Softball All-Stars roster. Next up is Cassidy Nelson from the Beulah Miners. Played shortstop for the Miners. She's also involved in volleyball. Leo's Club, I'm not sure what that is, but Cassidy knows. And then Honor Society, FBLA, and FCA. Also, her favorite softball memory was the bus rides with the team, and she's going to be heading to Fargo to go to NDSU. And she's thinking about nutrition and dietitian for her studies at NDSU. So congratulations, Cassidy, for making the 2020 All-Star roster. And then Emma Barta from the Bismarck Demons. She didn't play any other sports, or at least not that she would reveal to us anyway. Her favorite softball memory was winning the Western Dakota Association catching her sister, winning WDA, catching my sister my freshman year, and then getting to the state championship. So if I remember correctly, her sister was pitching. She was the catcher. So I kind of had to look at that twice there. She's going to be playing softball at Butler College in Kansas. Got a couple friends that live in Kansas. That's a nice state. So we hope to hear from you again, Emma, and how you do on playing softball there in Kansas. And she's also going to major in psychology, so that will be a challenging study, but I'm sure she'll excel at it, just as she excelled on the softball field, to the point that she made the 2020 West Team Softball All-Stars roster. Congratulations, Emma. And Emma Pesa, pitcher in center field for the Velva Aggies. I'm not sure if they co-op with Drake Animus in softball or not, but they might. But she's from Velva, and she also played volleyball and basketball. Her softball memory, favorite one, is celebrating with her team when they made it to state in her junior season. And she will be heading to University of Mary in South Bismarck. She's going to have a double major in elementary education and early childhood, and she's going to switch over to the hard court and pursue a basketball career in college. Congratulations, Emma Pesa. We wish you the best of luck as you pursue your studies and your basketball career with University of Mary in Bismarck. Extreme South Bismarck, I may add, if you've never been there. It's pretty far south. If you think think you're in South Bismarck, you got to go even further south to get to University of Mary. So next up on the 2020 West Team Softball All-Stars roster is Emmy Persone from the Dickinson Midgets. Played center field, and now she's also part of the National Honor Society. And close up, her favorite softball memory is diving in a live game and getting over that fear. Or the other one was winning state championship this summer with her team for the third time in a row, and that was with the Summer Softball League. Her plans for college include heading over to Montana State University in Bozeman, Montana. She's looking for a degree in cell biology and neuroscience. That sounds challenging. And then she's going to also master in genetic counseling at some other college in the near future. So she's really got that thing planned out. And we wish you the best of luck in your studies. And we hope that you get everything that you're looking for here as you advance into college. I mean, congratulations for making it on the 2020 West Team Softball All-Stars roster. Next up is Erica Hermanson from Delax Burlington. I think there's a couple other towns associated with that one. Pitcher and first base, and she other activities included the Minot Storm and NHS. Favorite softball memory being the first team from the West to get to play in a state championship game during her sophomore year in high school. She's going to go to Minot State University. I believe Minot State University Beavers, I want to say. Let's just skip that part and just say that she's going to play softball for MSU and major in health sciences as well. Congratulations, Erica. Let me pull this up on my phone here because I want to get it right. I'm a big get it right person here. Okay, Grace Candrian. Grace Candrian from Bishop Ryan, catcher for the Lions, also played volleyball and basketball, making it to state over the years with her team, and the celebration that comes with it and all the players, coaches, and families is her favorite softball memory. Plans for college include sticking close to home, Minot State University, and major in communication disorders. So congratulations, Grace, for making the 2020 West team for the ND Softball All-Stars this year. We certainly wish you the best of luck at Minot State University as you pursue your education degrees. Next up is, now this is one that we never heard back from, and so I apologize if I say the name wrong, but Janie Savocool, I believe. I'm crossing my fingers. I nailed it. Played catcher and pitcher for Mulhall, Lansford, Sherwood. Volleyball, basketball, FCCLA, FBLA, National Honor Society, Student Council. Favorite softball memory is playing in the 2015 state tournament in Dickinson. And she will be heading to Minot State University as well and pursuing studies in speech, language, and pathology. So congratulations for making the team this year, and we wish you the best of luck in your studies. Next up is Jordan Waldron from Washburn, the Washburn Cardinals. Played pitcher and first base. I believe she's the first person from Washburn to ever be nominated and selected for an All-Stars roster. So congratulations if that's the case. If not, I apologize to the other Washburn Cardinals that I forgot about. I did look at the ND Softball All-Stars website last night to try and refresh my memory. But her favorite softball memory is playing rock, paper, scissors with her best friend, catcher, and to get her mind settled down. She is going to be heading down to Wahpeton, from Washburn to Wahpeton. She's going to stick with the W's for a hometown, and it's a great city, great small city. I've lived there for about a year or so. I enjoyed it. Wouldn't mind maybe thinking about going back, but I do like being in Fargo. Anyways, enough about me. She's going to be heading down to Wahpeton to pursue a degree in dental assisting and hygiene, and play softball for the Wildcats as well. So we congratulate you, Jordan, on your studies and continuing your softball career down with the NDSCS Wildcats. I think you'll have a lot of fun down there, Jordan. Congratulations for making it on the 2020 West Team Softball All-Stars roster. And next up is, okay, I'm going to pull this one up on Twitter because when she made that fantastic catch, I was informed that I didn't quite say it right. I may have been a little bit excited, but let me pull this up because I know it's sitting here. And so back like a year or so ago. Matter of fact, it was September 12th, 2018, that I got this message from I'm not sure what her first name is, but she's a fan of this girl right here. And I was like, hey, how do you say her name? And it's Landry Maragos. And she had a fantastic catch in the semifinal round as Minot was a game away from the state championship and eventually won that game. And as a matter of fact, I think it was Maddie Grod from Bismarck Century took a pitch and sent it right towards center field, and Maragos goes back and just makes the judges a jump right and robs the Patriots of a home run that would have given them the lead in that game, and that would have forced Minot to battle back. But didn't happen, and they were able to hang on, defeat Century, move on to the state championship, and win the state title that very next day. We had that game for you on a radio broadcast here on Magnitude Sports. That is one of the most memorable moments on Magnitude Sports. I haven't rated all the memorable moments, but it's at least in the top 5, if not in the top 3, if not in the top 2. So she's from the Minot Majets and played center field, as I just mentioned. Also played basketball, National Honor Society, National Technical Honor Society, and National Society of High School Scholars. HOSA, I'm not exactly sure what that stands for, and then also participated with 18th Century Orchestra, Athletes Inspiring Action. So she kept herself busy during high school in addition to playing softball and basketball. Her favorite softball memory is, I'm sorry, Landry. I brought your favorite softball memory up before I even realized that was your favorite softball memory, but in her words, my favorite memory is running into the outfield fence while trying to catch a ball against Century High School, and then the next game we played them in the state tournament, I robbed a home run by bringing it back over the fence. Yes, you did. That was a great way to describe it. An absolutely awesome play. I don't think anybody believed it. Even the PA announcer gave you props for that player, for that play in that semifinal game against the Patriots. And she'll be heading to Concordia College in Moorhead, where she'll be looking to get a bachelor's degree in biology, pre-med, and further her softball career with the Cobbers. She then hopes to attend Johns Hopkins School of Medicine to become a pediatric surgeon. So we wish you the best of luck as you pursue those studies and that career, and we wish you the best of luck playing softball for the Cobbers since you're in Moorhead. Maybe I'll get to a couple of games. Maybe you'll make a couple more fantastic plays. Would love to see you play again. It was fun seeing you play for the little bit that I got to see you play since you're in Minot, and we don't get to Minot too often unless you get to a tournament or whatnot, but we wish you the best of luck, and congratulations on making the roster for the 2020 West Team Softball All-Stars. Next up is, well, the lady I was just talking about. This girl robbed this girl of a home run. She's from Bismarck St. Mary's, played for the Bismarck Century Patriots for softball, also played volleyball, basketball, and was part of the Catholic Athletes for Christ, assistant chaplain, and Saints for Life. Her favorite softball memory was making it to state every year of her high school career. That is definitely a great accomplishment. And she's going to be planning to go to University of St. Thomas in Minnesota. She'll continue softball and also pursue a career in the medical field. So congratulations, Maddie. I believe that's how her shortened nickname that she prefers. And congratulations on making it on the 2020 roster for the North Dakota Softball All-Stars West team. And Matea Binstock from South Hart. Played catcher, also was a part of the student council in FBLA, and her favorite softball memory was getting the opportunity to go to state for the first time in program's history, and she will be playing softball with the Wildcats down in Wahpeton at the North Dakota State College of Science. Congratulations, Matea, for not only making the All-Star team, but also making the Wildcats softball team. I think you'll have a lot of fun with NDSCS down there playing some softball. I think we have a few more to go here. Riley Stotts also did a girls swim and dive. She's from the Mandan Braves, played third base for the Braves. Her favorite softball memory is waking up to the plate with bases loaded, or walking up, I'm sorry. Waking up. Let's try that again. Her favorite softball memory is walking up to the plate with bases loaded and hitting a grand slam. Yeah, that is also a great feeling. We've had a couple grand slams on Magnitude Sports in softball, but Riley was not one of them. At least I don't believe she was. So she's going to be heading about 7 miles across the river to Bismarck State College. She'll be a Mystic and play softball for the Mystics as well. So congratulations, Riley Stotts, for continuing your softball career with the Mystics at Bismarck State College. And that brings us to that wraps up your 2020 West All-Stars for ND Softball All-Stars. We'll take a timeout, and we'll be right back with more after this. Challenge Nutrition in South Fargo is your one-stop shop for healthy energy and nutrition. Stop in and try one of the many teas or shakes on the menu. With over 80 different varieties, you are guaranteed to find multiple favorites that will quench your thirst. Also, ask about the different liftoffs. They'll give you that unique and exact extra boost that you need for your day. Visit Challenge Nutrition today, 5050 Timber Parkway, Suite 106 in South Fargo. Challenge Nutrition, nutrition for the win.